All goes back to the tropics. We are now currently seeing Kirk and Leslie in the central Atlantic, but that's actually going to create the rough seas on the East Coast. But I want to focus on the west coast of Florida because this is where we could see Tropical Storm Milton make landfall as we take a look at about Wednesday. So here's the latest. Earlier on this morning at 11 a.m., that's when we did see the first issue of Tropical Storm Milton. So at 5 p.m. this is the latest. Right now holding 40 miles per hour, and we are seeing that very quick intensification with those thunderstorms, and we're going to continue to keep a close eye on the development of Milton because we do have a lot of factors at play. So here's the current cone. We are going to be seeing more of these updates as we take a look at the next couple of days, but here's the gist of what we're seeing right now. Currently holding tropical storm strength, and as it makes its way out of the Bay of Campeche and into the Gulf of Mexico, it's going to quickly strengthen, tapping into that very warm ocean Gulf water we can see right there. And we can see that strengthening to a Category 1 by Monday morning. So roughly about 36 hours, we're going to be seeing this intensify to a Category 1 storm, continuing to strengthen up to a Category 2 storm as we take a look at Tuesday. So in a matter of 48 hours, we could see a Category 2 storm. So we're going to be watching that very closely. Continuing to make its way up, this storm has the potential to make landfall on the west coast of Florida as a Category 3 storm. So with this is the cone of uncertainty. This center line is where we could see that possible center, but this could be anywhere off to the right, off to the left, and this is a very broad zone. Hopefully this is going to slowly start to key in on where this storm is going to make landfall. It's just a little bit too early at the moment. Seeing that storm going to be weakening and then actually picking back up some strength as it taps into that very warm Atlantic water as well. So let's take a look at the spaghetti models. Again, we are seeing those spaghetti models all over the place within that cone. So we're going to be once again slowly going to start to get more answers as this storm continues to build that strength a little bit more. But here's the ocean temperatures. This is what we were talking about and how that's going to play such a big factor of how we're going to be seeing that strengthening very quickly. We can see once it really taps into this 86-degree ocean water, we are going to be seeing that very quickly bump up to a Category 1 storm and then eventually up to a Category 2 and possibly a Category 3 before making landfall. Here's a little bit of a closer look of what we can see with that possibility of spaghetti models. Again, possibly going to be seeing this a little bit more further north, possibly a little bit more further south. This is what just models are agreeing on at the moment, and one of the many scenarios that we're still trying to get a couple of questions to. So speaking of which, let's actually talk about what the models are saying now. Really, it's one of two scenarios. The first is making its way over Pinellas County, so very much impacting St. Pete, Tampa, moving up towards Orlando, basically following the I-4 corridor. So with that, what it could mean for us here in Central Florida, this is going to be the extreme impact. So this is going to be generational surge to Tampa Bay. We're going to be seeing a lot of flooding, hurricane force winds, as well as tornadoes. So it's definitely the not so nice trifecta of what we can see if this storm does try to take path A. So we also have another thing at play. We have a cold front that's slowly starting to dip down across the southeast. That has the ability to push down this tropical storm, almost following this path B of what we can see right here. So with that, it's going to be a little bit on the weaker side, and we're not going to get hit with the full brunt. But with this, we are going to definitely see those impacts more further down the coast by Fort Myers. So it's really a give and take, but ultimately, this is what you should be doing right now. Tomorrow, you need to prepare. We're going to be seeing a Category 3 storm possibly make landfall. That is huge. So we are going to very much watch that closely. For Monday, you want to finish up your storm prep. Tuesday is when we're going to be seeing those outer bands roll in. And Wednesday, the hurricane will be making landfall at some point of what's being suggested by the National Hurricane Center right now. So for the rest of the weekend, it's going to be on the cloudy side. We're going to start to see more of that widespread rain push in. So make sure you're getting a little bit of ahead of the game, protecting your home, making sure you're draining your pools, preparing sandbags, and also cleaning your gutters. I always forget that one. And also make sure you're stocking your emergency kit. This is going to be huge because especially if it does take more of that path A through Tampa and up to Orlando, we could be out of power for quite a while. So make sure you have plenty of water, make sure you have a first aid kit, plenty of batteries, as well as non-perishable food to make sure, once again, we can be expecting power outages with this strength of a storm. For your 7-day forecast, we we once again are going to be seeing the main impacts on Wednesday, which is where we're going to be seeing most of that widespread rain. We're going to actually cool those temperatures down quite a bit, back down into the low 80s, slowly starting to see those conditions improve by Friday and next weekend. But it is going to be a very busy week here in the Weather Center, so make sure you're staying with us here at Fox 35, hopping on our webpage, as well as following all members of the storm team on social media.